With National Home Warranty, and today, or I guess in this video, we're going to be talking about tonality. Okay, tonality, quick definition. We'll just do an example. Is I could say the exact same word in different ways, and it'll have a different meaning. For example, I'm going to say the word Zach. I could be like Zach, or I could say Zach, or I could be like Zach. 3 different ways to say the same word, but each one has a different meaning. And that's all what tonality is talking about. It's how do we say the words we say, and why do we say them a certain way, okay? There's a couple things or a couple notes to know about tonality. The first is inflections. Now, what an inflection is, it's your voice going up or down. Kind of like a roller coaster, right? You go up and down. Now, one big thing about inflections, whenever we're speaking, wherever we're talking to a prospect, whenever we're having a professional conversation, or any conversation for that matter, is we want to make sure that our voice is going down. Now, what I mean by that is at the end of the sentence, you kind of want to think of it like this, okay? So, hey, I'm Joe with National Home Warranty. I'm sure you know your neighbors Susan and Brian, right? Do you notice how my voice is always ending on a down note? It's always going down at the end. It's not a question. It always ends with a period, right? It's always this down slope. Now, the wrong way to do an inflection, and it happens when we're nervous, is you'll say something like, hey, how's it going? I'm Joe with National Home Warranty. Notice how my voice is going up at the end? The reason it's bad is because it shows uncertainty. It shows that you have lack of confidence, all right? And if you lose confidence on the doors, you've lost the sale, okay? So inflections, we're always going to make sure that they go down at the end. Another good thing is enunciation. Now, with enunciation, all that we are saying, see, I need to practice my enunciation. All that I am saying is that people are listening to what we are saying, so we need to make sure that we're saying our words clearly so that they can understand what we're saying. That's all enunciation is, okay? Speed. Have you ever noticed when you're nervous, like if you're giving like a speech in public, you tend to talk a little bit faster than you would with your friends or family? For example, hey, I'm Joe with National Home Warranty. I'm sure you know your neighbors Bob, Zach, Susan, and Kaimana. They've been seeing a lot of the issues with the plumbing and the electrical issues, right? If I talk too fast, it's hard for people to 1, listen, 2, understand what I'm saying, and 3, find reason to give me the time of day. They're just going to close the door on you. Whenever we give a pitch, we're going to want to make sure that we stay very consistent and evenly spaced out so people can understand what we're saying. So a better way to use speed in a pitch would be, would be, hey, how's it going? I'm Joe with National Home Warranty. I've been working with a bunch of your neighbors with the plumbing and the electrical issues we've been seeing. I'm sure you know Zach and Mark, right? Notice how my voice was very consistent the whole time, and my inflections were going down. That's a good example of proper tonality. Now, other good things that we want to remember when it comes to tonality is mirroring. Now, I know we talked about mirroring when it comes to body language, and that just means like mimic the body language that the prospect does. But when it comes to mirroring tonality, what we mean is you don't want to mimic them, okay? Mimicking is really bad. Don't mimic the customer. But you want to take notes of kind of like their voice inflections and the way that they speak. For example, if they open the door and they're like really aggressive and stuff, you probably don't want to pitch them by saying, hey, how's it going? I'm Joe. Really soft and timid. You want to match their intensity. So what I do is if I knock on the door, let me grab my iPad. If I knock on the door, I'm waiting, angle and everything. I'm doing my body language perfectly. And they open and they're like, hey man, what's up? I'm going to match their intensity. I'm going to be like, not much, man. Just out here with National Home Warranty. I'm matched. Does that make sense? I'm mirroring their intensity. Versus if an old lady answers the door, hello, who is it? I'm not gonna be like a big bulldog there. I'm gonna be like, hey, how's it going? I'm gonna be, hey, how's it going? I'm Joe with National Home Warranty. I'm mirroring their intensity. That way they're not like totally turned off, or like threatened by my presence, okay? Now, okay, so we got inflections, we got enunciation, we got speed, we got mirroring. I'm trying to blank. Why am I drawing a blank?